Good morning, my name's Tom, and this is the weekly political video. I'm gonna try to get these back to Friday, but for now, uh, it's just Saturday. I've been busy. So what's gone on in the last week? Well, post-debate, um, Trump's campaign has not been doing well. Now, I don't mean like we're headed towards a blowout or anything, and, well, some polls put Harris ahead and some put Trump ahead. Poll averaging generally says Harris, while she hasn't gotten an immediate boost from the debate, has been slowly increasing in popularity. Her lead continues to increase. Now, when it comes to the Trump campaign strategy post debate, well, he made an overtly bigoted statement about Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, and well, it made him the butt of many jokes and memes. But they're leaning into it. Why? Well, he made that statement after Harris quite thoroughly manipulated him, basically using Trump's own strategies for manipulation against him. She basically keyed in on his personal insecurities and vanity and attacked it while refusing to take any of the bait that he put out for her. And instead of headlines going over how easily manipulated he is, we now have headlines over this bizarrely and overtly racist claim that his campaign is leaning into. And you might think, well, that's not good press either, but for him, it's better than he was easy to take advantage of, especially because a very large portion of his base actually likes him because of the racist stuff. So now let's and it, it's crazy because it gets to the point where he's not even leaning into the fact that there was an assassination attempt against him. Um, you know, he has to just keep doubling down on a false statement he made, and like I think if he leaned into the reality of the assassination story, we wouldn't even be talking about this anymore. So that was an interesting choice on his campaign's part. Now, J.D. Vance has publicly acknowledged that in an interview that he created that story for attention from the press and then walked back that he created the story in a couple of sentences that did not make any sense, like literally, grammatically, but I guess if you're trying to deflect, good enough. And, as people keep challenging them on it, he's leaned into well, it's the press's fault, he had to do that. Which, frankly, is a common alcoholic defense mechanism. You ever hear children say, well, he made me do it, or she made me do it, especially when your children are fighting? Well, they tend to learn that from their parents. Parents just tend to be a bit more eloquent about how they say you made them do something they shouldn't have. So what's going on now? Well, I guess the Trump campaign is, at least to some extent, in acknowledgement of the assassination attempt, is saying the rhetoric in the election is completely out of control and causing these problems, and the Democrats need to stop, while at the same time engaging in the same rhetoric and publicly celebrating at his rallies the psychopath that tried to beat Paul Pelosi to death with a hammer. Because, apparently that's funny. And so I think there's a double standard when somebody says, hey, this man tried to overthrow Congress and install himself as a dictator. Well, that's inflammatory. But when we joke about beating our adversary's husband with a hammer, that's not inflammatory. Hey, look, we're at this point now where I don't think Trump is going to be winning over any of the undecideds, the people who don't pay attention too much to politics, because they've had enough missteps now that all they can do is just lean into their base and hope they get enough numbers there. Whereas the people who generally look at both the Democratic and Republican parties and say, both you need to shut up and stop, are now looking at this and saying, okay, these guys are celebrating violence, spreading a bunch of racist nonsense, and then saying, look at what they made me do. And I think they're going to be like, okay, we may not like the either party, but at least this one is better than that one in that it's not openly bigoted and celebrating violence. So that's my take on it. I still have no idea which way the election will go. It is important that you get out and vote. Remember, the polls have been wrong in 2016. They were wrong in 2020. They were wrong in 2022. My speculation on that is it's all cold calling over the phone, and nobody under the age of 50 even answers numbers they don't recognize anymore. So, take it for what it's worth. Get out and vote. It actually matters. Like, share, subscribe. Have a good day.